Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Today is another indie look type of video. So this series, if you didn't know, I'm posting a video every day using my entire Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette collection. And today, the palette that we're gonna use is the retro palette. Today, I decided to go for an office look. And I didn't even use black eyeliner for my wing. I used one of the eyeshadows in the palette. I wanted to keep it different because I know I've done a few bold looks during this series, and I want to just make sure that I keep my word doing everyday looks and then office type of looks and then super glam looks, so that we can just use our collection the way that we would in reality. We would do office jobs, glam looks, soft glam, and then also going out type of looks and smoky eyes type of looks, because we have different events throughout our lives. If I don't film the rest of the face, at the end of every video I will let you guys know the exact products that I used, and everything will be linked below. Okay, you guys, so the Natasha Denona Retro palette, it's basically a mauve tone palette. It has a few cool tones, but these cool tones, like this shade right here, Jude, they all have a mauve tone to it. Even the light colors have like a pinky mauve tone to it. These I consider one of those perfect mother of the bride, bridal party type of palette, and for me it's an excellent companion to the glam palette and also to the bronze and the Viva palette. Before we go, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, if you're loving the Natasha Denona looks series, please let me know with a comment below, by sharing the video, by giving it a thumbs up. It helps my channel a lot and it means more than you know. If you want to see how I created this look, then just keep on watching. You guys, to start creating my eye look, I'm gonna go in with nude mauve and the worker brush from the Lotus set from Sonia G, and I'm gonna apply that as a transition, as an outer corner shade, and I'm gonna diffuse it the most I can, just because this shade is gonna be the transition for the look and I don't want it to look harsh. And then I'm gonna blend it even more with the classic crease brush from Sonia G, and this is gonna make the look a little bit more seamless, and also it's gonna look more work appropriate and office appropriate, like I would like this look to be. Then for the second shade that I'm applying on my lid as a sort of a cut crease but not too harsh, I'm using a brush that I don't have the name on it, but it's a synthetic flat brush, and the shade BBN, which is basically my skin tone but more with a pinky note than a yellow note. And this will make my eyes look more awake, and when you work in a 9-to-5 job you want to look more awake, and that's what I'm going for. I'm gonna diffuse it. This is a cream to powder formula, so it's easy to use, buildable, and you can even finish blending it with your finger. And then for the final color that I'm going to use in my upper lid, I'm using Amara, and this type of wine mauve shade, it's going to be the color that I will use to deepen up this eye look. And I'm going to use it with the classic crease brush from Sonia G to deepen up the look, and then going in with liner and mascara and whatnot. But first I'm going to do my lower lash line. For the office, I wouldn't do something super dark in my lower lash line, so I'm gonna go in with Andy, which is this shade right here. And this is the Sigma Waterline Liner E17 brush, but I'm not gonna use it for that. I wouldn't use this for the waterlines, and I have never used it for the waterline. So I'm gonna just put it right here and start to create a shadow in my lower lash line. This color is pretty similar to Nude Mauve. It has a little bit more of a lilac-y tone to it, and it's a cream to powder formula. And since I do a wing liner every day, I wouldn't go for a black, even though after I finish the video I'm gonna just apply my black liner because I love black on an everyday basis. I'm gonna just stay within the palette. I'm gonna use the shade Opart, which is a cream to powder, but it's a dark brown, and I'm gonna use the Refer number 29 brush, which is one of my favorite brushes in my entire collection, and I'm gonna do a cat eye with this shade. So when you create a cat eye with a brown and with a shadow, it looks softer, so it's more work appropriate. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look, and now we're gonna go in and I'm gonna show you the products that I use on my base and the rest of my face. everything besides the retro palette. I'm gonna show it to you today so that you guys can see it. And if you want to recreate this look or get inspired by the products that I show you, then you can do so by shopping your own collection, or even if you have these products in your collection, it may inspire you to use them. And that's the purpose of this series. We invest a lot of money on makeup and sometimes we neglect it. So I want to just rotate my things and show you guys my things that I'm using for this everyday process so that you guys can shop your stash and get some use out of your products. Okay, so for the base of my makeup, I went in with my Color Beads primer, and this is a Colombian brand, but I feel like this primer curbs my appetite for the Tarte Smooth Operator primer that I want to get. And I've been wanting to get that for years and I never get it. So I've been using these almost every single time that I do my makeup, and it smooths my pores, and I've been really loving it. If I finish it, and when I finish another primer, one more primer, at least 2 primers from my collection, then I will give myself permission to purchase another primer. For my base, I've been using for the past 15 days the Giorgio Armani Face Fabric. This is one of my favorite foundation products that I have in my collection, and I think it has been discontinued for a while now. I love it. I need to finish it up this year, this upcoming year. This is in the shade number 1, and this was a gift by my friend Jamie. I'm just in love with it, but sometimes it's too light. Right now it's not, but I like to mix it up and just switch up to use other products. So I've been mixing it with my Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, the original one, and this is in the shade 2 and 1 Nude, and that's the combo that I'm wearing. This is super light coverage, and I love these for the gym. I love these for every day, and I love to get my coverage from my concealer. On that note, the concealer that I've been using is the Huda Beauty, the Overachiever Concealer, and this one, I'm trying to finish it up. This is on my Partners in Cream Project pan, but also it's a concealer that I just wanted to get out of my collection. I've been not minding using it. I've been actually liking it a lot. But since I wanted to get the new Huda Beauty concealer, I've decided to use this every single day and finish it. You guys, I don't know why, but since I've been thinking about finishing my entire powder collection, I've been just using pressed powder, which I buy but I never use. I have a mixture of these two today. This is the Australis Fresh and Flawless pressed powder in the shade Nude, which is a little bit too pink for me. And then I have this Nars Soft Velvet pressed powder in the shade Eden, which is maybe a little bit too yellow. So I mix them both and I apply them on my face with a fluffy brush. These products make my skin look flawless, and I've been into pressed powder since using these, and I wanted to use them just for the sake of finishing them up, but I've been actually enjoying them a ton. And this one, it has a big tip on it, so these I hit pan on it last week, and this one has a big tip, so I'm hoping that I can hit pan on both of them. For my bronzer, I pulled out the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in the shade Medium. It's this one right here. This is a beautiful, beautiful bronzer. It's really warm. I think I would love to try the shade Fair because I'm actually more on the lighter side. It is what it is. So this one looks pretty. It's blendable. For me, it's nothing like a crazy must-have product, but it comes with a lot of product. It's refillable. The packaging is beautiful. It has a big mirror. I still prefer the cream version of the Charlotte Tilbury bronzers. I wanted to pull this out and use it today. For the highlighter, I pulled this limited edition one. This is the Anastasia amrezy highlighter, and I toned it down with my buffing powder because if this is an office type of makeup, I didn't want this to be super glowy, and you guys know that lately I haven't been into highlighters, but this is a beautiful one. I'm hoping that I never run out of it or that they make it permanent at some point. For blush, since I've been using these Hourglass palette so much for the soft light buffing powder, which I already have pan in, I wanted to use this blush because it's the perfect companion to the retro palette. So this is the only blush that I'm wearing on my cheeks today, a light wash of it, and then I buffed it in with soft light. When it comes to my eyes, I always use the same. So for the wing liner, I use, you guys saw the Opart shade from the palette. For my upper waterline, I went in with my Rimmel Scandaleyes in the shade 001 Black because that makes my lashes look fuller. Then for my lashes, I went in with the one that I'm currently using is the Superhero. This is a mini sample that I got at Ulta, and I want to keep finishing up every single mascara sample that I have before purchasing one or two new ones. Then for my brows, I'm using the Precisely My Brow pencil in the shade number 5, just to fill the empty spaces in, because since I laminated my brows, I haven't been using that much pencil. This is so beautiful. I have to get my brows done, but this is just a wonderful pencil. I never switch it up or change it for anything. And then last but not least, for my lips, I'm using the Natasha Denona My Dream lipstick, and this is so beautiful, you guys. I was expecting it to be lighter when I got it because everyone said it was super nude. On me, this has pigment. It looks pigmented. It's a nude, but it's a pigmented nude. It will never make me look dead, like some people were saying, like the Natasha shade makes them look super dead. On me, it has the perfect amount of medium pigment. It's not even light on me. But this is a beautiful, beautiful lipstick, and I would highly recommend, if you can get your hands on it, try it out. But keep it in a place where it's not super hot, because mine is just brand new basically. I've used it about 5 times and it's already melting on the sides, and it's too buttery for its own good, but that performs amazingly on the lips. So that's it for everything that I used today on my face. If you guys love this type of content, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, let me know which is the perfect lipstick for you when you go to work. The shade, the brand, everything. I want to know below. And that's it, you guys. If you finish watching the entire video, I appreciate it a ton. Please leave an emoji with something retro because of the retro palette. I love you, and I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.